I'm excited to welcome on a top player in 2022, Colin Smith. What's going on today?
What's up?
Not much, man. Well, let's get into this. I mean, you're a part of 2022, which has now been a couple months of college coaches being able to call you now, and you have a ton of offers on the table right now. Just for starters, though, I mean, what's it like being in the position you're at right now?
It's honestly a blessing just getting all this recognition from all these coaches around the country, noticing my hard work that I've been putting in these past couple of years and just my whole journey through basketball, just seeing that starting to pay off with all the offers and interests that are coming in. It's just a blessing.
Out of all the schools you have right now, who would you say are kind of showing the most interest that are really heavily invested in you right now?
Honestly, I think all the ones that are like interested in me, they're all like always texting me every single day, just trying to check up on me, see what's going on in the day. Always asking me, do I play this weekend? Do I not? Always asking what platform, ball or TV or anything, because I just see that they're all really invested in seeing if I'm getting better, just trying to watch me play. So it's just knowing that they are actually invested in wanting to see me play is pretty special.
And who would you say are like the top schools showing the most interest at this point in time?
Uh, At this point in time, I probably say like Michigan, Purdue, North Carolina, a lot of the Big 12 schools, Stanford, Harvard, all of them are just really on just trying to watch every game that I play, just really focused in on me.
Let's break down some of the schools. Start with some of the Big 12 schools. You have quite a few of those schools. Let's start about the Texas ones. Texas University, Shaka Smart's a great coach. What do you like about them?
I like Texas. I heard that they lost one of their assistants that I was usually talking to. He went to Kentucky, I think. So I think I'm gonna have to. I don't know who's gonna be their new one that talks to me, but we're gonna have to catch up on there.
Absolutely. And so when you look at all the programs, I mean, is staying close to home something that you would look into? That's something that you really would like possibly doing, staying in Texas or somewhere near Texas?
I don't think that's really gonna play a big role with me. It's just wherever I fit in best, whatever coaching staff I feel most comfortable with. I think that's where I'm gonna land. So I don't think staying close to home is really a big deal.
Out of the Big 12 schools, which ones would you say are you're closest to right now?
Uh, Probably Kansas and Baylor and Texas A&M, Texas Tech too. They've been talking to me a lot.
Now, Kansas, I believe, was one of the first schools to offer you. They're more towards the beginning of this. I think you were as a freshman, they offered you. How has that
Yeah,
relationship now grown over the past year and a half, 2 years?
it's been pretty great. I've been talking to mostly Coach Howard, and I've had a couple of phone calls with Coach Self. So we just been doing a relationship since freshman year. So I've been waiting to get down there. I was supposed to be going down there this summer or during the winter, but it was spring during COVID, so we had to. I'm gonna have to reschedule a lot of my visits. So that's definitely one of the ones I want to go down and see.
And you have been quite a few of this right now, especially for being a 2022 guy. You've been to a lot of different campuses now. What are some of the things you really like about these vids?
Uh, most of the time when I go, I'm just trying to get as closer to the coaching staff and stuff. Usually, I try to spend a lot of time just talking to the coaching staff. They usually give like a presentation talking about how they play. I usually just try to pay attention as much as I can to see how they play the game of basketball, seeing if I will fit into their system. But obviously, you always look at the arena, the fans, the energy that they bring. So that's definitely another part of that.
Going back to the Kansas thing now, that is a blue blood. That's a program that obviously just brings a little bit more to it just by having the offer behind you. One of the biggest programs out there. What did it mean to you to be able to have that offer come in as long as you were when you got it?
I think it was a blessing to get that so early, but I think it also kind of put people wanting to go against me. They're always people play against me like he has a Kansas offer, he better show me something. So I think that's just something that comes along with the offers. I know a lot of people feel the same way when they get offers. People feel like you have to show them that you deserve that offer. So I think you just gotta play hard and just show that everything you're getting is deserved.
For a lot of guys, it is later in the high school career they start pulling those offers in. I said, you've kind of been with this in your entire high school career now, having big time offers. How have you learned to go against that? How have you learned to have the pressure and all the media following you? How have you learned to adjust to that?
I really don't pay attention to that stuff a lot.
Hmm.
Like I just play basketball. If I have a good game, it's a good game. If I have a bad game, come back, play again. So I don't really focus too much on what the media says unless it's like constructive criticism. I don't listen to the haters. I only listen if they try to hype me up. I only listen to the people that are in my corner. So I don't listen to the media that much.
That's awesome. And who kind of gave you that mindset? I mean, that's something I think a lot of guys should learn earlier on. How did you learn that?
I think it's just something that is about me. I really don't be on social media that much. You can go on my pages. I don't really post that much unless it's like results of a game, we win or something like that. I don't really post that much. So I'm kind of just more into my craft, focused on working out, getting better and stuff like that. So
And the social media aspect is different because in today's world, we know social media
yeah.
for a lot of guys is the primary thing. I mean, that's some guys even value social media more than their actual basketball game. And I mean, just getting offered something that is a blessing. A lot of guys get that. And I mean, you obviously don't promote them always. You put it on Twitter some, but not on Instagram. I mean, why is that kind of the method you decided to go with too?
I think Twitter is easier to spread than Instagram. You can get people to retweet it and get people that you probably didn't even know, probably people around the country. Like Twitter, you get a lot of whatever. If I get an offer from a school, I get a lot of the diehard fans comment on the pictures, and then they retweet it, and it spreads to more fans. So I think that it's just Twitter is better to share stuff than Instagram because usually on Instagram you only get your friends and people that follow you that see it. So I think that Twitter is better at like just getting the word around.
Absolutely, man. Talk about a couple more of those schools. California, Stanford. Their school has always been relevant. Get some guys to the NBA, but now they're looking at a guy like Zaire. Then a guy like Esau in 2021. How much more appealing does that make Stanford when you see these top guys go there?
Obviously, Stanford is one of those academic schools that just shows so much to offer. Like even after you leave Stanford, so many connections you have after you go there, and seeing that they're getting a lot of these players is definitely intriguing. And I've been definitely talking to a lot of the coaching staff, Coach Pruitt and Coach Cohen. So definitely been talking to them about just the way they play and stuff like that.
Michigan's another big one. They do have something different about them. That is that they have a former NBA player, former NBA champion as a head coach and Coach Juwan Howard. When a coach is able to coach guys in the NBA, also as a player in the NBA, kind of does what you want to do someday. What does that mean to you? How much more pain does that make them?
It means a lot because someone that went to Michigan, someone that played the NBA, someone that went to the level you want to get to, and that's just someone you can relate to. He could talk to you about the college itself, or he could talk to you about the league. So we talked like 3 times, or I'm talking to the assistants like that. So we definitely gotten a lot closer over the time once he became head coach. So he is definitely that coaching staff is definitely nice.
And Michigan has had a lot of big success since he got there. They did have Isaiah Todd, obviously going to the G League now, but they have Hunter Dickinson. They just landed Frankie recently. A lot of just big time talent out there. What does it mean when you see a lot of top guys go to any school?
I think that means that school is doing something right. They must like appeal to players the way they play basketball or something like that. So definitely, recently I've just been trying to figure out what teams are in their history, what they've been doing, how they play basketball. So it's kind of tough. There's a lot of coaching changes that go on, so you just gotta keep up with everything.
That's a huge thing because you kind of mentioned earlier when a coach does leave, they go to a different program. How does that affect your recruitment? Does it kind of pick up now wherever that coach goes, or does you kind of lose relationship with the coach and that program? I mean, how's that go with you?
I think um, if a coach leaves and goes to another program, it's definitely going to be a big jump of how they play different to other teams. So I think if I'm interested in that school, I'll probably have to stay with the new assistant that goes. I probably wouldn't just follow one coach, probably, unless it's like another school that's been recruiting me. But other than that, I don't know.
For a school like A&M, Georgetown, TCU, some of these schools offer you from the very beginning. How much more value does that put into them because they've been with you from the beginning? They've trusted you since the freshman year. Does that kind of weigh any differently when it comes time to decision time in a couple of years?
I don't know if it raised different ways differently, but it definitely shows their belief in me from a very early age, and I'm definitely gonna remember that when it comes to picking top 10, top five, something like that, picking my final choice. So definitely loyalty, definitely climbs the list.
We've seen that in a couple of years now that a lot of these super teams are kind of forming all over the country. You used to see these Kentucky, Duke schools that do it. Now a lot of these guys are having two, three, four guys team up at a certain college. Is there anyone that you've talked to that you would possibly consider wanting to team up with at the college level?
I personally have not talked to any other players about teaming up. Uh, I think I just been focusing on just trying to see where I fit in, and then if I see someone with the same interests as me, maybe similar top five or something like that, top 10, I might reach out to them and ask them what they're thinking. So not recently have I been talking to anyone.
And if something like that happened, I mean, I said the common ones have been the Kentuckys, the Dukes, and whatnot. Would it interest you possibly going to a school that maybe hasn't had a lot of guys? We talked about something like Stanford that typically didn't land top guys. Would going to one of those schools and kind of starting something new interest you?
It definitely interests me. Trying to maybe put a school that hasn't been like as like hyped up as like a Duke or something like that. Just trying to get them back on the map and just get other players to get over there too with me. So it's definitely a interest trying to just put them back on the map.
You also mentioned North Carolina, another big time blue blood school. How's that relationship going with them?
I haven't obviously I haven't got an offer yet, but I've been talking to the assistant coaches a lot. They've been sending me messages every day, checking in on me, just telling me history about UNC, about the way they play. So definitely forming a relationship there.
What would you say is some of the biggest things you are looking for in a college?
Uh, Definitely what I said earlier, just how I fit in, the way they play, see if the way I play, I like to do a little bit of everything. I like facilitating, I like scoring, I like playing defense. So definitely somewhere would allow me to just feel free to just explore my entire game and just the school itself, uh, just the academics and stuff like that, what they offer there, and then obviously like the fan base, see if they're a little crazy when it comes game time and just all the little interesting things that come with it.
So you really like the big fan base. You kind of like the crazy fun atmospheres.
Yeah, that's definitely something interesting. I think a lot of players will agree with me. Just going to a game and just seeing all the people cheer for you is just something that gets you hyped up. It gives you a lot of energy to go out there and perform for them. So
Now, build me kind of your dream coach. I mean, some guys obviously like more veteran coaches that are accomplished. Some like the younger coaches. Some like different play styles. I mean, what's kind of the dream coach? What do you want to see from a coach?
shoot, uh, I think I definitely would love a coach that I can relate to. Like everything that's going on, like someone that can relate to like being black in America, someone I could talk to when I'm having tough times and stuff like that. Like being a coach is just not on the court. You have to be able to talk to the player off the court, make sure they're doing all right, and obviously on the court, it's just someone that I like when a coach is tough on me because that makes me a little play harder, and it just makes me want to get better. Like they're hard on me because they know they love me and they want to make me better. And then, but when we're off the court, we just chill out. So
No, I mean, talking about the race aspect, and we know it's obviously a big thing, and you have had some talk about that on social media. How would you say you kind of want to use your platform to help impact that side of the world?
everything that's going on, there's a lot of hate going on. So I probably like usually on my Instagram, I just like to spread little messages, post it on my story, just talking about what's going on, and I just hope that change comes soon. I know you see in the NBA they're protesting and trying to just get something going. So I think that's definitely a step in the right direction, and I just hope that hopefully something changes in the near future.
You mentioned the aspect about a coach being able to relate to you. Is this something you want from the head coach or kind of the assistant coaches? I mean, where do you kind of value that?
I think that's like either or.
Mm.
Honestly, I think the whole coaching staff should just be able to relate to the players, just be able to talk to them. It's not just one. Say the head coach is not there one day during the summer or something like that. You can talk to the assistant coach about what's going on. So I think it's just the whole coaching staff being able to relate to, have long conversations with.
Now, for the upcoming high school season, hopefully there is something. Obviously, everything's still up in the air because of COVID. But in
Right.
terms of possible stances, I mean, obviously there's so many different things we see from NBA, colleges planning stuff. How about high school? Have you guys discussed anything of possibly making a stand?
Um, from for what I know for St. Mark's, I'm pretty sure for right now the season is still a go. I know that some of our games have been like postponed because or postponed or canceled because the public schools were supposed to play in the UIL. They're not allowed to play to like early next year. So I know we had to get rid of some of those games. So I think we're still filling the schedules for that. But I know all our SBC games and I think the tournaments we're supposed to be playing out of state are still going.
That's awesome. So this upcoming year, St. Mark's, you're already state champion. You've already had all these kind of awards and accolades behind your name. What's your goal now? What do you want to achieve for your junior season?
Junior season, definitely just we definitely want to repeat. Obviously, definitely want to put another ring on our finger and just just try to be as great as we can. Want to go undefeated. That's going to be definitely a challenge this year. We know we got a lot of national scheduled games, so it's definitely going to be a challenge. But it's going to be a good one. And win or lose, we're going to get better later in the season. So it's definitely going to help us in the future in AAU and all that, and off to college. So playing against the top talent is really helpful in the development.
And you've taken an interesting approach. I mean, when you talk about this, a lot of guys that are top level players go the prep school route, go play these national schedules at other different prep schools. You've kind of formed St. Mark's now into becoming a prep school, if you want to call it, in terms of playing national schedules. You guys played prolific last year. You guys had a lot of big time games that you guys aren't necessarily a prep school. How have you been able to do that? And what's it been like seeing the kind of the change you guys have done at St. Mark's now?
I think honestly, I think it was just like really good timing.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison was there at St. Mark's for a long time. I think he was there since first grade, and then I came in sixth grade, and we both had just been developing as players. And Andrew was there his freshman year, and we and Noah came freshman year too. So I think all of our skills just came and collabed the last couple of years, and we just been able to play against a lot of the top competition and just be successful.
Now, Noah's decided to transfer out, and so it's really going to be you and Harrison as kind of the two faces of this team now. How do you guys look to lead this team, and how do you expect your role to change now for upcoming season?
Um, I think for this season is definitely going to be a more load on me and Harrison, scoring wise. We lose a lot of scoring from Noah and Andrew, but I really do have confidence in the other players on our team, like Tate and a lot of Corbin, Caleb. I have a lot of confidence in them to step up. They definitely, I know they've been working hard in the summer. We've been talking to them, so we're definitely ready for this season. And I know that it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be like one of their first times playing against all this talent and stuff like that. But I think with a lot of practices and stuff like that, we're definitely going to be prepared.
As I mentioned, you guys played prolific prep last year. It was a big time game for you guys. Take us through that night. What was that game like?
Um, that game, I think a lot of people came into that arena just not expecting much from us. A small private school from Dallas, Texas, playing against prolific prep, Jalen Green, Damari Barrett, all them. But we were ready for that since we got the news we were playing them before the season started. So we knew it was going to be a big game, and we knew we couldn't go out there playing soft, being scared. So we definitely came in with a chip on our shoulder, trying to hit them hard first. We had the lead in the second half, and I think we started slowing down. I think I turned my ankle, so I had to sit out for like the whole fourth quarter or something like that. And then we lost by I think 10 or something like that. But I think that we definitely made a statement that game, and it definitely carried on for the rest of the season.
Let's talk about Harrison for a minute. I mean, he's a top guy in the country, a special player, 2021. What's it been like playing with him, and how's it kind of helped you develop now throughout the first couple of years you guys playing together?
Me and Harrison have been like we've been playing since, like I said, like fifth, sixth grade on Tar Heels in Dallas. So I've been able to see him develop as a player. He's seen me get develop as a player. So the best thing I like about Harrison just his playmaking ability, getting you the ball in open spaces. He just you just gotta be ready to catch the ball whenever you're on the court with him because sometimes he makes passes he's not even looking at him. You don't even expect them, and I think that both of us are really good at just finding people open. I think that's why we were so successful last year. We were such a team. We were a unit, and we were able to move the ball a lot and get the defense rotating, and then we are just able to knock down a lot of shots.
He hasn't made his decision yet, but he's still going through his process, and he's got a year of experience now doing this. What's some advice recruiting wise now he's given you as you get serious now into your recruiting process?
Some of the things he told me were, like I said, just trying to find a good fit. You know, he told me after he made a couple of cuts on his list, some people started to turn out to be fake. They just wanted them to get over there. So I think you just gotta try to find who's real, who's not. Just try to see who actually wants you there or just wants you there for publicity. So I think that's something I learned from him.
And I have a feeling he's probably a one and done kind of player. He's special, obviously, but if for whatever reason he happened to stay at whatever school he goes to for another year, would that be something that you would consider? Would it be something interesting to go to play with him again at the college level?
I might consider it. He's probably gonna definitely try to pitch some type of thing to me, telling me the school's the best or something like that. But as much as me and Harrison are cool, it's probably just gonna be something I have to decide myself, see if it's the best fit for me. But I wouldn't mind playing with Harrison.
Absolutely. Now, a few more things before I let you go. You're playing in Texas. It's a state that's been open. You've had some tournaments, had to play a lot of games, which is unlike a lot of other states in the country. But just what's it feel like just getting back on the court and playing again?
It's definitely been good because for me, my team, we played against a lot of the top teams in Texas with a lot of the top players. So we played against a lot of the top teams and stuff like that, and we won every game. So I think that it's definitely helped me get my name out there and help us get Southern Arizona on the map. We won last year. I think they won Adidas Gauntlet last year, so they were obviously coming back with a chip bullseye on their back. So we knew there were going to be teams coming after us, and we played a lot of tough teams, and we won. So I think that was really good for the AAU season.
Absolutely, man. Another thing before I let you go, USA basketball didn't quite happen the way you obviously was kind of planned for happening because of COVID. You did get the invite though. Just to have that honor, know that you were a part of it, and someday when they started up again, you probably will be able to go back. What is it? What does that feel like? What did it mean to you?
Um, honestly, I wasn't really expecting it, you know, because I was just chilling. We just won a state championship. I was just ready to get into AAU basketball, and then they sent the invite, and I was happy. I knew it was going to be a great experience, learn from a lot of the best coaches over there, play with a lot of players, great players, and just learn a lot. So I think it was going to be great. I knew Harrison went there the year before, and he told me all the great things they taught him over there. So I was really excited, but unfortunately, everything went down as it did.
Now, to this point in your life, USA, you got that offer we just talked about, all the offers you have. What would you say has kind of been the most shocking, surprising things that has happened to you so far in your basketball career?
Shocking things. I think the most shocking things were definitely the USA invite, probably the Kansas offer freshman year. That was definitely crazy.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely just blessed to get all those offers. I take them in all the same, just trying to keep the playing fields equal, just give everyone a chance to talk to me and everything like that. So I don't know when I'm gonna make my decision, but I'm definitely just taking on all the information the coaches are giving me about their program. So
And when you have one of those moments, we talked about earlier, I mean, obviously you value them all the same, but just seeing that blue blood offer you, obviously something just has an initial shock that's a little bit different. And when you do tell your mom and dad, your parents and your family, friends, whatever, how do you kind of approach them? How do you tell them and how excited were they when they heard you got that offer, you got the USA invite?
a lot of my family, they live some different parts of the town. So I think I texted them and stuff like that in a big family group chat, and they were just all congratulating me, just so proud of me. So it's definitely good to see your family just happy for you, and they all like try to come to my games whenever I'm near them. So it was definitely support from all around.
No doubt, man. As you know, I was like wrapping up, talking about building a legacy for yourself. That's something all guys want to do by the time they're done playing basketball. And so when you do walk away from this game someday, what do you want your legacy to be for what you achieve both on and off the court?
Um, I start with on the court. I definitely want to be known as one of the best, just someone that does it all, someone that doesn't take plays off, someone that does as much as they do on the offensive end as they do on the defense end, just someone who's a great teammate on and off the court, a leader. So definitely something like that. And off the court, I definitely want to be someone that's remembered like LeBron James, someone that invested so much into his community or something like that, and just everything that's going on in the world, how he speaks out about everything that is going on, and I just want to be that vocal with my voice, the platform that I'm given, if I get as far as I want to get. So
Absolutely, man. I know you're also a believer Talk about your faith and how God's kind of helped get you to the point you're at today.
Um, Definitely he plays a big role. Whenever I have a big game, I just try to give all my power to him. Just try to pray to him, give me the power to just play as hard as I can, maybe win the game, But I have a couple of quotes on my backpack that I have that just like get me going, Just I think one of them is Philippians 4:13. Just
Hmm.
all that just gets to me, just gives me the energy to just go out there and play not only for me but for him, and just try to do as best as I can.
What would you say is the biggest moment you've seen God show up so far in your life or in your career? The other one.
I think the biggest part is when eighth grade year, uh, I tore my hip flexor, and I was done. I just lost all hope because hip flexor. I feel like I would never like be able to jump again. I thought I wouldn't be able to move as I did before, but a lot of rehab and stuff like that, just trying to pray and get back to where I was. I kind of got back to where I was, and then we kept working and stuff like that. And then freshman year came, and now I've just been trying to just get back and get stronger and stuff like that. So,
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you having to come on today, my guy, and keep on being the light.
all right,
I'm gonna talk to you later, bro. God bless.
you too.